Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer software testing interview question 338. That is, what is program testing? Let me answer. So what is program testing? Program testing is also known as unit testing. Okay, there are different names for unit testing like component testing, module testing, and also it is called as or known as program testing. All are nothing but unit testing only. So what exactly is this program testing or unit testing? It's the first level of software testing, guys. Okay, it's the first level of software testing. Software testing has different levels, four different levels. First level is unit testing, which can also be called as module testing, component testing, or program testing. Then we have integration testing, which is the second level of software testing. And then we have third level, that is system testing. Okay. After system testing, we have the fourth level, that is acceptance testing. Coming to this unit testing, that is program testing and integration testing, first two levels of software testing. Okay, they are generally done by developers because they fall into the white box testing category where the developers can access the code, view the code, and test the code in case of this unit integration testings. Coming to system and acceptance testing, they fall into the black box testing category. They fall into the black box testing category where the code is not visible or accessible. Okay, so here the testing will be done using the visual graphical user interface of the software in case of system testing and acceptance testing. But in unit and integration testing, the code is accessible to the developers and falls into the white box testing category. So first of all, let's focus more on this unit testing rather than these different levels of software testing. That is, let's focus more on the program testing now. So here, the complete code. You see, let's say the software developers have written the code for building the software that is a calculator software. Okay, it's a complex calculator. Let's say, okay, scientific calculator. So this is a complete code they have written. The developers have written. So as part of the program testing or unit testing, this complete code will be broken down into smallest units like this, okay, which cannot be broken further, guys. Okay, the smallest units cannot be broken further. Okay, the smallest units cannot be broken further. So such small units, they will be broken down into, okay, such smallest level of units, they will be units or components or modules or, okay, we can call them anything. We can call them units or modules or components. They are broken down into, and here each and every module, let's say this one is working for addition in the calculator, this one is working for the subtraction in the calculator, this is working for the multiplication in the calculator, this is working for the division in the calculator. Let's assume that. Okay, okay, so these modules or components or units cannot be broken further. And if you are testing these units or components or modules individually, separately, one by one, developers will do that as part of white box testing. It is called as unit testing or module testing or component testing or program testing. Okay. So complete code written for developing the software or building the software is broken down into smallest parts as possible. Okay, which cannot be broken further, known as units or components or modules. Okay, which cannot be broken further. So these units or components or modules which cannot be broken further will be tested using valid and invalid inputs. Okay, using valid and invalid inputs, they will be tested, and this testing is called as program testing or unit testing or component testing or module testing. I'll give an example, guys. Okay, I'll give an example for the program testing. Okay, so here, as you can see, we already thought about this calculator application here, guys. Let's take one of the unit or component or module for, let's say for division, let's take. Okay, here it can be a method, guys. Okay, unit or module or component can be a method. It can be a method. Okay, you can call that as a unit, or you can call that as a module, or it can be you can call that as a component. Okay, it's for example, the example of the unit, module, or component can be a method. Let me write some code in Java for the method. Public void, okay, division of two numbers, division of two numbers, numbers, int a comma int b. Okay, int a comma int b. Like this, you write the code, and here provide some result, guys. Provide some logic here. Provide some logic here. So let's write the logic here. Int result is equal to a divided by b. Okay, a divided by b, and here I simply say system dot out dot println result. Okay, this is what is the logic. So this is a one of the example of a unit, okay, which cannot be broken down further. This particular method cannot be broken down further for testing. Okay, if you broke down, we cannot perform testing of that, guys. Okay, so how the developers will be individually testing this particular unit? Developers have to call this method and pass some data. For example, developers have passed 4 and 5 and 4. Okay, 5 and 4. So this 5 will go into A, 4 will go into B. How many times the 5 will be divided? 4 can divide 5 only one time. Result will be 1. So what if the same developer has passed some value like 6 and 2? 6 will go into A, 2 will go into B. 2 3 is a 6. Result will be 3. What if developer has passed some negative values like minus 9 minus 3, like this, minus 9 minus 3, 3 times. Okay, so result will be 3. Minus 3 can divide this minus 9 by 3 times. And these are the positive inputs, guys. Okay, these are the positive inputs. uh, Positive inputs. Okay, we have the invalid inputs also. So one of the example of the invalid input is let's say something like 6 and 0. Okay, 6 and 0. 6 will go into A, 0 will go into B. So when 6 is divided by 0, we'll get an exception. In mathematics or in Java, wherever, you'll get a problem. In mathematics, we call that as infinite, but in Java, you'll get an exception known as arithmetic exception, and the unit test will fail. This component test or unit test or program test will fail. Developer has to fix this code. Okay, generally try catch blocks. If you are good with Java, guys, you will understand why I'm talking about try catch block. Otherwise, don't worry, they will somehow fix the code. Okay, this process is called as unit testing or integration testing or system testing or acceptance testing. What are the advantages of performing this unit testing, that is program testing, module or component testing? There are different names for this testing. Okay, so what are the advantages of this program testing? Cost of fixing the defects in this program testing is very less, guys. Okay, cheaper, faster, easy to fix the defects. Okay, these are all the advantages, guys. Okay, early fixing. Okay, early fixing of the defects. And also every time, okay, every time developers cannot perform this program testing or unit testing or module or component testing individually and manually. So what they will do is, as part of regression cycle, because nowadays in the sprint process, right, the scrum methodology is there. In 10 working days, all the testing should be completed. While the developers and testers are busy in working with the new things, so old things need to be already need to be tested, like whether they are really working fine after doing all the code changes or not. So they have to perform regression testing. So as part of regression testing, this unit level testing, okay, along with the integration and system testing, they will be automated, guys. This program testing will be automated if it is a long duration project, and they will be tested regularly. Okay, so the automation scripts can run multiple times, right? They will save our time. So program testing is generally automated as part of the regression testing. So hope, guys, you understood what is program testing in this session. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to answer another software testing interview question for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.